What's going on, guys? I decided to make a video today. I ended up staying home from work. Wasn't feeling that great this morning and overnight. Kind of didn't get much sleep, so I decided to stay home and maybe do some trading. Um, Basically, I have a bunch of orders that I put through. So as you can see here, I was trying to short LLIT, GRIL, and DSS. I was also trying to short GOVX as well, but I couldn't get fills on any of those. So basically, all of those would have been good shorts, or at least LLIT and DSS would have been good shorts. GRIL would have been a little rough as it came back on me. But because of that, I was able to go long on GRIL. So I was trying to short it actually in this area here. So you can see kind of it broke down towards $2 and it was kind of breaking back up, and it was kind of showing some resistance here around the 215 mark, below 220. So I was trying to short it there, thinking that, hey, I mean, if this thing just keeps going down, breaks to, it'll give us a nice move. And going long on it, I was thinking of going long if it was able to break above the VWAP. So this area here is kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to short it, because it started to or like an indicator of shorting, because this is a good reverse. So it tried to break the VWAP but couldn't. So the blue line there is the VWAP. So when it's trying to break above the VWAP and cannot, it's normally a short setup. So as this was trying to go above, I was looking to long if it could stay above the VWAP, but as you can see, it couldn't. But in this area, it was able to hold above the VWAP. So then I was looking for kind of an entry to go long if it didn't reverse. So as long as it was able to hold the VWAP as it was able to in these areas here, I was going long. So I went long, and then almost immediately there was some choppy shorting coming in. So basically I covered, I sold my position, not wanting to get stuck in a reverse trap. So if it started to sell off and then break the VWAP to the downside, it could have been pretty nasty. So I was kind of covering it there, knowing that I would get back in if it was able to hold above the VWAP. So as you can see here, it was, and I was able to get some fills again at 248. So because I was able to get the fills there, I then rode this quick momentum here for a move up to 269. Now I sold at 262, I think it was, because it was so quick. Like, it literally flushed up to 269 within 10 seconds, and it was back down to 265, 264. So then I just sold market, hoping to catch like 264, 263. Got filled at 262. 262.16, so it wasn't terrible, but wasn't the greatest fill either. But my 248 entry was pretty nice. It gave me kind of almost 20 cents there, so almost 10%. Not a bad trade, but obviously it was kind of one of those trades that you're not quite sure what the stock wanted to do. It wasn't sure right out the gates. It kind of looked like long right out the open as it shot above the VWAP and held, but then you could see it almost immediately reverse with this topping tail candle here, showing that it was looking like a short, and then it chopped a bunch of shorts out. This is what you might call a short squeeze here, where it kind of pushed above the VWAP and then pushes higher, pushing a lot of the shorters
with this potential higher low, guys, and snap.
So
I'm gonna adjust my stop here towards just under 42.
So he just calls out scanners, stocks, and things that are going on. So right now he's shorting Snap, which is why I was thinking of taking a short position as well. But I don't just like to follow people. I like to make up my own setups, and it does look like a decent short setup. But it's just not my. It's not as volatile as the stocks that I like to trade. So I kind of stepped away and was like, you know what? I'm not going to just follow this guy because that's what he's doing. So it's a decent setup, and if you want to take it, it's decent. But really, I like more volatility. It's only down 3% on the day, and that's really not a lot of volatility. I like something that's upwards of 50% plus. So that way you have big moves, whether that's going long or going short. I like to capitalize on that volatility. So, so going over this trade, like I said, it was kind of choppy for the first hour, the first hour of the day, and then we got to about 10 o'clock, and I saw it starting to break the VWAP. So that's really the only stock that I've been watching ever since 10 o'clock. I was actually thinking of like maybe stopping for the day because it was just basically I was trying to short a bunch of stocks and I just couldn't get fill. So I was trying to short DSS here. So I was trying to short this kind of right at this level here. So right when it was trying to break the VWAP, but it couldn't. So this 529 level here, I was trying to short it right in this area here when it was kept trying to break the VWAP, but then could not. And I was gonna hold for a move lower, right? So if I would have shorted it anywhere in this area here and sold on these candles here, anywhere in these candles, it would have been a really nice trade. So that's kind of, another example of a rejection or a VWAP rejection where the stock kind of sells off and then is trying to break back above the VWAP but cannot. So then it becomes a short. So that's kind of what was making me want to short this, is kind of just this price action here, just this testing of the VWAP and then rejection, and it's unable to break the VWAP. So that shows me that it wants to be a short, or at least that there's a chance that it's going to be short. As you see right now, it broke above the VWAP and now it's actually looking like long. So if I was looking to take more trades, maybe I would look to go long on this, but you can kind of see how there's some resistance forming and this might pull back. But because it broke up above the VWAP, you're going to see a DSS here get a lot of volume, and this might start shooting up towards the long side here. It might even get halted if it continues. It's a pretty nice move there, to be honest with you. But here's the pullback, and here's where we're going to see some red volume, because this DSS really doesn't have a big catalyst for the day. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not really like long biased on it. I'm not really short biased either, but so they're basically, their shares are moving because they reported third quarter EPS and sales results that were up from last year. So they're making better money, more money than they did last year. The stocks hit a high of 1560 and a low of 368. So it's it's a decent catalyst. But this morning it really wasn't doing anything, so I wasn't long biased on it. And at this point, that definitely looks like a bull flag there. So although that is a big topping tail that's red, which I don't like, and now this is starting to form a topping tail as well. So this is looking like probably a reversal. So false breakout of the VWAP and then a reversal. Obviously, we'll see what happens, but I don't like those topping tails and those candles. But this, obviously with this kind of volume, you could see this shooting up. So keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, so that DSS, and then LLIT, which also reported some decent news, which is that I forget what the catalyst was, but it was something. So LLIT, they announced that they would merge with Newegg. So the website Newegg. So they announced that they would be merging with it, which was another catalyst. Sounded like a decent catalyst, but as you can see, this kind of price action in here is not very good. And when it was rejecting from the VWAP here around $5, I was looking to short it around the 475 area. So basically anywhere in this area here, I was looking to go short, and I would have covered down here and had a decent profit, but I just couldn't get fills. And that's one of the biggest problems when you're trying to short stocks, is trying to get fills. The thing about going long is you can always go long and generally get filled, and I'll always get filled and never really have to worry about it. But anyway, let's it seems like volume is starting to pick up in the market right now in some of these stocks, and they're starting to try to push higher. But I don't know if that's going to actually amount to anything. As you can see here, this is starting to look like a short again, as it just can't break out with any new volume, DSS. But anyway, so on with the recap of my trade on GRIL. So this trade, as I said, was kind of waiting for the VWAP to break. If it couldn't, I would have shorted. I was trying to short it in these areas here, and then here again. So, I mean, it's not like I was long biased on the stock. I was basically just trading the chart and trading the price action, looking at what it wants to do and then reacting, rather than having some sort of long or short bias and then kind of maybe putting myself in the wrong position because I want to short a stock when the stock starts to go long. And that's one of the problems I've had in the past, is kind of being, immediately long or short bias on a stock, instead of letting the stock show me what it wants to be, whether it wants to have like a strong, break of VWAP and then a continuation, or if it wants to reject from the VWAP and then give me a shorting opportunity. These are things I have to be cognizant of and be aware that, any stock can give you a long setup or a short setup. You just kind of have to wait for that to happen and not be overly eager to short or go long. So anyway, so as this broke above the VWAP here around 1020, I was thinking about getting long in this area, but these kind of pullbacks here kind of scared me for a second. It's like, oh crap, this has been shooting above and then giving false breakouts for quite a bit. So could these red candles have immediately just shot down and given you kind of a reject again? They definitely could have. So that's why I was kind of hesitant and probably missed a nice move there. But then I waited for the pullback. I was thinking of buying in these candles, but I was just waiting for a pullback. I got that pullback, got long, kind of got chopped out real quick for like a small loss, and then immediately got back in once I saw that it was holding the VWAP and that consolidation was leading towards more green volume. So as soon as I started to see the volume increase here on green volume, I started to think, hey, let's give this another chance. As I said, I should have probably held this trade, but this red candle kind of made me second guess, and instead of hitting my stop loss at the VWAP, I just decided to get out in case it did reverse real quick. Because if this candle would have been red, then it would have been a bear flag, right? If this candle would have been red, then there would have been some red, 3 long red candles in a row, and then the 5-minute chart would have showed bear flag, and same with the 1 minute. So it was very critical that this candle be green, and it was. Not only was it green, it was solid green, and then we had a little bit of a pullback. I got in on that pullback and then rode that momentum up to 262 and sold for a profit. And that was that trade. Really, it was just holding above the VWAP, waiting for that consolidation, waiting for that kind of proof that it was consolidating above the VWAP and that it wasn't going to reverse and break below. So that gave me the confidence to take that trade, and yeah, it was a quick winner. So as you see, immediately after that candle, it reverses, and now it's still selling off, right? So it's kind of just clear that this was kind of the end of that push, that long push, and then the shorts took back over. So a lot of these stocks, you don't want to be holding them, for intraday. You don't really want to even be holding them for longer than like a few minutes, sometimes even seconds. So I get in usually with a minute or two. I hope to see continuation, so what they call either breakout or bailout. So on this first trade, you see it was breakout or bailout, and I bailed out because it did not break out. So on the second trade, it was breakout or bailout, and it broke out. So it broke out. I waited till I started seeing some serious resistance, and once I started seeing a lot of selling up towards the 265 area, I just market sold and got out of the trade with a decent profit. And yeah, so almost 10% on the trade. Decent trade. Yeah. Any comments, questions, feel free to leave them below. Sorry if I'm not making any more videos this week. I know I said I would be starting the small account challenge and trading every day, which I will be doing hopefully starting next week. This week, like I said, I just wasn't feeling good today, so I called in and stayed at home, so I was able to do a quick trading video for you and show you guys, you know, another example of my strategy and what I'm looking for. But starting next week, I should be trading every day full time with a recap every day of my trades, just to give you guys an example of like why, how I'm doing, and kind of update with where I am on my account. Right now I'm up almost probably about close to $1,500-$1,600 in this account. We'll see. After this trade, it might be up to like almost 1,700. So it's a decent account, but I'm going to be continuously growing it and showing you guys kind of examples of what I'm trying to do, and how I'm trying to make money. Do you guys